Morning, all. All right, so we've got 8 games. 8 games in the schedule tonight, and they're all pretty early, so it could be busy for me, especially when we reach 4 o'clock. There's 5 games on, and then there's two an hour after that, and then one a half an hour after that. The good news is that means hockey's done early tonight, and I get the review up early. Early for me, not necessarily early for people on the East Coast. All right, so we've got, like I said, 5 starting at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. Starting with the New York Islanders and the New Jersey Devils. The Islanders 11-6-4. The Devils 7-8-2. Devils need to start picking up some victories. This series between these two teams is tied 1-1. So we'll see who wins the rubber match tonight, although, of course, that's the first of 6 more to come, right? For the Islanders, Bailey, 2 goals, 10 assists. Looking for a couple more goals from him. Leddy, 1 goal, 13 assists. Amazing start to the season offensively for Nick Leddy. On the New Jersey front, Pavel Zacha, 6 goals, 8 assists. 10-game point streak for him. We'll see if he can make it 11. And PK Subban has had a bit of a bounce-back season this year. 1 goal, 7 assists, 8 points. He's on pace for a better season than last year. Might be shortened, but he is definitely playing better. At 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, we will also get Buffalo and the New York Rangers. So these are 2 teams that are on hard times right now. Buffalo, 6-10-3. The Rangers, 7-9-3. So it's kind of a battle of the basement, and we'll see how well Buffalo plays here. Jack Eichel is continuing to be a storyline at 2 goals and 12 assists. And, of course, now there's the injury storyline thrown in as well, which is baffling because within a week, they went from saying he wasn't injured to saying he's injured. He's been fighting something since camp. All right. Dahlin, 1 goal, 7 assists. 8 points in 19 games is pretty good for the third-year defenseman, who is on a team that's definitely having some dysfunction. The New York Rangers, Strome, 6 goals, 7 assists. He is one of the guys who will be looking to keep their production high while Panarin is out. Lindgren, 7 assists on the blue line. He had a couple of assists in the last game. We'll see if he can do the same in this one here, too. Then also at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, we will have the Philadelphia Flyers and against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Philadelphia has won both games because it's not the Boston Bruins. They have a lot of wins against not the Boston Bruins. Boston's just their Achilles heel. Philadelphia's 11-4-3. Pittsburgh's 11-8-1. An alarming loss in their last game. We'll see whether or not Pittsburgh gets it together today. Van Riemsdyk continues this amazing run. He's been on 10 goals, 15 assists, 25 points. Best season of his career. Provorov, 2 goals, 7 assists. Steady on the blue line, even while he doesn't have Niskanen there this year. On the Pittsburgh side of things, Malkin, alarming how poor he's looked again. He looked like he was bouncing back, but now we're back to this Malkin's lost a step storyline. 4 goals, 8 assists. Marino with 3 helpers on the blue line. And, of course, the big storyline with the Pittsburgh game tonight is Crosby's on the COVID list, so now it's up to Malkin. The good news part of that, if you're a Penguins fan, is Malkin usually excels when Crosby's not in the lineup because then it becomes his team. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, Detroit in against Columbus in a battle of 2 teams that are looking like they're not going to make the playoffs. One of them expected, one of them unexpected. And it's not unexpected that Columbus might fall short of a playoff spot, just that they're not looking good at all. These teams have both won a game in this series. 7-14-3 is the record for Detroit. 8-10-5 is the record for Columbus. On the Detroit side, Sam Gagner seems to have taken 5 years and just chucked him away. He's younger. Everything's fine. 4 goals, 2 assists for him. And we'll see if he can stay on the hot streak tonight. Christian Djoos, 2 goals, 3 assists. He's looked excellent for Detroit the last few games. Bjorkstrand, 6 goals, 10 assists. He's been a very good forward for Columbus. Very consistent this year. Del Zotto on the blue line has slowed down somewhat. Goal and 5 assists. His plus-minus, which was gaudy to start the season, fantastic. It's kind of evened out. And then the last game starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, the Ottawa Senators, 8-15-1. In against the Montreal Canadiens, who are 9-6-5. Ottawa's won 3 out of the 4 between these two teams this year. And honestly, Ottawa's on an upswing. I think they've dug themselves into too deep a hole to make a playoff run out of it. but they're making it entertaining and they're playing the spoiler role well. Batherson, 9 goals, 8 assists for 17 points. He's on a 6-game goal streak. He'll be looking to make it 7. Zaitsev, one of the few Ottawa Senators still without a goal. He has 8 assists so far. Brendan Gallagher, 6 goals, 4 assists for the Montreal Canadiens. Expect something out of him tonight. PITPHI, 6 goals, 12 assists, has continued this amazing pace that he's been on. But we'll see what happens with Montreal, and Carey Price is apparently starting tonight, so we'll see. I would not be surprised to see them go with Matt Murray. I haven't seen whether they are or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Although Decord could end up in net here. It's been an interesting season for goaltenders, so sure, why not? Then we go to the games that start later. At 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, the 14-6-1 Carolina Hurricanes and against the 10-11 Nashville Predators right here. Now, Carolina won the only meeting between these teams this year. I'll say Nashville, because Carolina's on a back-to-back. They played into overtime in Florida last night, so I'll say sure. Why not Nashville? Carolina, Aho, 6 goals, 12 assists. His production lately, kind of low, considering how prominent he is during games. Would not be surprised to see him get a couple of points tonight. Jake Bean has been quite the story on the blue line for Carolina. So Carolina is starting to look like Nashville. In that they develop these defensemen. It might take a little while, but once they reach the NHL, they look pretty good. Bean, 12 games, 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points for him. On the Nashville front, Arvidsson is really snake bit. He only has 2 goals and 6 assists thus far this season. How snake bit is that? Ellis has more points with 2 goals and 7 assists for 9 points. Now, Ellis is considered one of the untouchables. I would think if Nashville decides to sell, Arvidsson may be a guy that would draw a lot of interest, but they're 10-11. If they can beat the 14-6-1 Carolina Hurricanes tonight, they can make the argument they're still in this. That Chicago is reachable, and they can make the argument that they're still in it. It's going to be interesting to see if they do actually decide to sell and what the record does to influence that decision. And then also at 8 Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, Vancouver trying to make it 2 in a row, which has been difficult this year. They're 9-14-2, so they've still lost 16 out of 25 games because they don't win 2 in a row often enough. Winnipeg Jets, of course, 13-7-1. They have to be concerned that if they lose multiple games against Vancouver, and then you got to go into tougher competition, that then their playoff position might become precarious. Calgary eventually you would think has to go on some kind of a run. And Montreal, if they get back into the form they had early this season, even just 3/4 of that, Winnipeg's got to be concerned. So Pettersson now has 9 goals and 11 assists. He's really turned it around since that slow start. Now sitting at 20 points, and it feels like he's chipping away 2 points a game. It feels like he's scoring 2 points a game. I know he had 2 last night. Schmidt, 3 goals, 4 assists. He had a goal and an assist last night. Probably his best game playing as a Vancouver Canuck. We'll see if he can build on that tonight. Ehlers, 11 goals and 11 assists, continues to be an amazing story for Winnipeg. He had opportunities last night, just wasn't able to get them to go because Demko was shutting them down. And Pionk, 3 goals, 13 assists. He continues to produce on the blue line. He's been an excellent addition for Winnipeg, and a trade that at the time Cheveldayoff was kind of raked over the coals for. Looks pretty good now. Then a half an hour later, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, we've got Tampa Bay in against Dallas. Tampa Bay 14-4-1. They won, of course, the first meeting with Dallas, and convincingly so. Dallas 6-6-4, now playing in Dallas, and we'll see if that makes any difference. Stamkos, 10 goals, 9 assists, is Stamkos. He is champion. He is a guy you've got to worry about every shift. And McDonough on the blue line doesn't get a lot of talk right now because everything's about Sergachev and about Hedman. McDonough, a goal and 4 assists. Good defensive defenseman for them. Justin Dowling for Dallas, 9 games, 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. Keep an eye on their power play. Dowling's on it. Now their power play's been ice cold for a while. We'll see if that turns around tonight. I haven't heard anything about Radulov. I'm assuming he's not playing. Klingberg on the blue line, 3 goals, 11 assists, 14 points. He is among the underrated players in the league as well. So there you go. You guys are all set for tonight. Let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Hey, it's March. It's March 2nd. it's nice to keep going, and we are 10 weeks from today away from when the schedule is supposed to end, which means it could end up ending a little bit later than that, but right now we are 10 weeks away. So it's not very long from now before the season's all done, and it's going to be busy. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.